What's up, guys? Today here, I just wanted to make a quick video talking about some of the league starting atlas strategies. So this is sort of like once you've progressed your atlas and once you've got a lot of maps on your atlas and good amount of completion, so that you can start getting your master missions and running maps. What you can do to get a good amount of profit per hour. So the middle tree is more going to be about end game. But in terms of the regions, rank 1, I think Hamlet is going to come through. Hayward Hamlet is just going to be the best zone to be running because of its all-can-go potential, because of ultimatums being available in every map, and of course because of essences being buffed, as well as there being a 10% chance to contain a sacred grove on top of the 8% that. So you're going to have an 18% chance to contain a sacred grove in this zone. You're going to have rarer crafting options and more chance to contain tier 4 seeds, which could potentially mean that since there's a 100% chance to drop an Oshabi encounter now. Actually, no, there isn't. Sorry, that was in Lex Proxima. There's a high chance to drop an Oshabi encounter now from tier 4 seeds. You'll maybe be able to sell that as well. For an extra little amount of profit. But the crazy thing about this zone is that you're going to be able to corrupt essences. You're going to get all those juicy buffed essences that you'll either be able to bulk up and sell to crafters or to use for crafting yourself. So the Hamlet strategy sort of revolves around the fact that you're going to want to be crafting items. Say you're going to have a bunch of 6 links in your stash, like bases. They're still going to drop from heist a lot, so I think they're going to be pretty easy to obtain. And you put a bunch of 6 links in your stash, a bunch of clusters, 8 passives or 4 passives or 5 passive mediums, right? And yeah, you're going to be, every time you find a sacred grove, you're going to use your crafts on something. So you're not going to have to store everything, but you're going to use the reforges to make decent items to then put into stash tabs, price them, sell them. And on top of that, you'll get a lot of essences. The new essences, the maximum tier of them is equals to a tier 1.5 mod, so they're gonna be very, 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 very strong to use for crafting. And if you don't want to do any of that, then you'll still be able to sell your crafts. You'll still be able to bulk up on essences and sell those as well if you just want to blast maps. And I think for all can go, Hamlet is gonna be the best zone. And again, ultimatums are going to be there, and if you have a build that can do, I don't know, let's say stage 10 ultimatum, I'm pretty sure the rewards are just going to be very good for that. So you're going to be able to make a good amount of currency farming Hayward Hamlet. Another thing that I wanted to mention about Hayward Hamlet is that you probably want to run Zana on top of this. So you're going to want to roll 100% increased chance for the master mission to be Zana, right? But when you kill the boss, it's going to give you an extra chance to gain a Zana mission, as opposed to trying to buff your harvests. Because I think this league, we're going to be able to get access to so many harvests that it's just you don't really need to buff them. You just run more harvests per hour, and overall you're going to get better results. And at rank 2, we're very, very early. I think Lexi Jors is going to be very nice. Friends of the Family is going to be a bit nerfed. The only caveat here is that you're going to have Piranhas coins in case you find something really good. So in case you find like an Impulsa or a Chavrones, you're going to want to have the coins ready to go to buy those things. So this also depends on how expensive the coins are going to be. They said they buffed the coin rewards, like how much coins drop per cache. So, you know, it's going to depend on that, but I think you're going to be able to get a lot of really good uniques there. And also Pathological is going to be really good because it's going to drop maps with Delirium, which you can either run or sell. I think this is going to be... People are probably going to want to buy these early and also later on, since it's going to be like very, very difficult to get Delirium orbs. So having just extra maps with Delirium on them, I think is pretty good. And you can still Horizon orb those into better tiers. Yeah, you don't really have to have like high tier maps like T16 in this zone to be able to run Friends of the Family, but ideally for pathological you do, because you're gonna want either high tier maps to sell or to run for yourself. Delirium is still gonna be good. Yeah, that's a good zone that you can run. Now you're gonna be able to sell off your temples, chat. This is a huge improvement over what we had in the past, where you had to go into trading discords or things like that in global chat, asking people if they wanted to buy your double corruption or something like that. Now you're just going to be able to itemize your temple and sell it off to people. So that's insane. I think the main ones that people are going to want to buy are the sacrifice, because either they want to upgrade items or they're just going to want to gamble on HH, but most likely they're going to upgrade. The double corruptions for money makers, people that want to gamble on those. And also the lapidary lens, so that you can get 2120 Val skill gems, which I think Val skill gems are going to be very sought after this league. So that's a very good thing to do in there. And so you can itemize your temples and sell them off to people. So yeah, like initially you get your points, you get 4 points, you put them into contested development and resource allocation. Cultural advancement is no longer a thing. That has been moved over to... was it Valdo's Rest? It's been moved over to a different zone. I don't remember exactly which one it was. So, yeah. And the last zone that you want to go into is going to be strongboxes. Early strongboxes are insane. You're going to be dropping so many 6 links from these. 6 links are, you know, people want 6 links. So maybe you might want to rush Glenek, because each 6 link can cost up to like 10 to 15 C, you know, depending on if it's good colors or a good base or anything like that. It's going to be corrupted, but people buy those. I think overall it's always better to buy corrupted 6 links with the colors you want over a tabula, because first of all, they're cheaper. Secondly, they have stats on them. You're not going to be able to modify it, but it's not a big deal, because you're not going to want to use it for that much anyways. So if you can fill that gap in the market and sell a lot of 6 links, then, you know, that's pretty good early. Otherwise, you could sell for divines, and then you keep those divines, and then you sell them later on for a lot of currency, which is also good. So yeah, that's Glenek. And for very end game, there are probably 2 strategies that I would recommend. Actually, 3 strategies. You could go for Cirrus and chance to gain 50% chance for an additional Awaken support gem. Awakening level, I think, helps. Yeah, Awakening level helps with dropping orbs and things like that. And this one is going to really help you to progress your map. So you can all can go maps in Hamlet or wherever in these corners while you're blasting Cirruses. So you're going to be able to get like 1 Cirrus every half an hour if you're blasting very fast. It's important to have a fast build to blast the maps that then can also handle Cirrus for the strategy. So that is a good way to go about it. And the way the tree would look, it would look the same as this, except for instead of the synthesis side, you would go here. So you would take these 4. Sorry, these 3 big notables. Another strategy would be to buy Guardian maps. So you buy Guardian maps and you put Gaze into the Abyss with Guardian's Aid, and you can run your Elders, and you're going to have twice as many fragments. And this is sort of like for people that are more into boss killing and things like that. You're going to get twice as many fragments. And you're going to get additional chances to get like Watcher's Eyes and things like that if you run your Elders. So yeah, that's also a recommended strategy. Something that you can do early. You can make a lot of currency just running red Elders and then, you know, selling everything else, right? Like if you have excess fragments, things like that, then you can just sell those. If you have Shaper fragments, you just sell those. But overall, I would recommend farming Elder early over farming Shaper, since I feel like Elder drops are way more sought after than Shaper drops. And also the item bases are pretty good. And lastly, buying synthesis maps with this tree selected, because you're gonna be getting this is more of a lottery type way of farming. But if you consistently run synthesis maps, you're gonna eventually get good implicit, you know, rares that you'll be able to sell. So imagine you get an Explodey Wand or an Explodey Scepter or Frenzy Charge Ring, Power Charge Ring, any of those kinds of things. They're gonna sell for a lot. Even helmets with like reduced mana reserved of, you know, mana multipliers, stuff like that. So you can buy the synthesis maps that I think they're gonna be pretty common. Like people are going to be dropping them quite a lot because of once people have progressed into the Atlas. So this I think should be reserved to a little bit more a little later into the league, maybe like week 1 or something like that, when there's a good supply of them. Or if you start seeing a lot of the distant memories pop up, then you can start buying them up and run them as you get them. It's not guaranteed profits. You could easily lose by dropping a bad ring from the boss. So if you don't drop a Circle of Guild or Circle of Anguish or something like that, right, with buff effect and damage, you're likely to not make money on them. But eventually, in the long run, if you run enough of them, I think you're gonna make a lot of currency doing that. And I also plan on trying this strategy out this league. I wouldn't recommend it if I didn't think it was viable. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna try this out at some point because I really love gambling on those rings, and I've never really lost money doing that either. So yeah. Oh yeah, and one in chat just mentioned they also drop a lot of things, right? They're never bad profit because they drop, depending on what the map rolls, you can either drop a lot of maps, a lot of chisels, GCPs, fossils. So there's so many good drops there, and also a lot of good XP. If you consistently run these maps, you're gonna get a lot of XP over time as well. It's like free XP and a lot of stuff to sell and make a lot of currency off from that. So yeah, those are probably the main strategies that I would recommend. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.